let's be honest. Do you think DJs that grew up producing or listening to Afrotech then transitioned to AmaPiano are better than DJs who grew up doing piano?
No doubt.
Ne? Well, why is that though?
Without a doubt. I'll send a typical example. Anything and everything you listen to Yagadem Tutor has elements of musical kulumamela as umntwana.
Yeah, true. If began getting in about DJ Mbuso nabo banban, he'd be as good as he is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because now he's exposed, Mabati Sifuna encyclopedia of music.
Yeah.
Tutor would be a good reference.
Yeah.
It's like utate is how ndiyabo Brenda Fasi, why letha manje. Since example is good is nice.
Yeah.
Manda is good is nice. Everybody gets excited.
Yeah.
Excitement yalaphi ibuye laphi. Umuntu omdala kunathi feels they can relate to that sound. Igenge piano, it's new sound to them. They feel good they can relate to it. Igenge le yethu Afro feels good. Actually, this is just a fusion of everything. This guy just took bits and pieces of everything. Why to another place? So miraculously, if everything of mine falls into place in the next 5 years, I see a lot changing. I see me being able to have groomed plus minus 100 strong female DJs. Yeah. Not just 100 random female DJs, but strong-willed, talented, gifted, focused. So I'm building this army for 5 years. And then in this 5 years, I do see myself breaking other boundaries outside of what everybody thought is normal.
Maybe collaborating with big artists.
Chris Brown.
Is
top tier for me.
Yeah. Uzomletha to a piano beat.
I don't think I'm already in a tight space. My music production is a fusion of piano and Afro.
So uzomletha go Afro piano.
Yeah, thinking nje melangene somewhere lapho depending on the words, but I know deep down in my heart. Yeah. I still have a stronger connection with the Afro. It's never been about the popularity or whatnot. Really, it's just always been about essence and connection with the people abasuke bamamela ngaleso sikhathi leso. So we cannot really now take a radio scenes in the influencer and whatnot, because most of the time influential people are influential by how they appear but not how they sound. Yeah, that's true, man. We follow a certain person because of a post-ibu and we just love his music. The way and whatnot. And that's why you find motivational talk, they're just good at motivational talk. Radio has people who are talented. Kuluma now in an hour, you can pick up a lot and learn a lot from them. Yeah. And those are the people we need on radio. And also how you drive a conversation. Thank you. As the radio host, yeah. So you can't but do you think there's a hope? Do you think like Ingabuya Ibe is impactful as it was before? Angeke, because everything in South Africa is unless ngena mina bobzini. Unless ngena mina ntana yabuya. What do you think, boy? Ngangena poison. Yabuya. Yeah, noma ngangena I1. Angeke ulwe ne army yonke uyi1. Uzongena and you get the numbers right for when. You get the recognition that you need. But is the platform open for more other people like you? Abantu abahara, are they open-minded enough to accommodate more people like you? Yeah. And because of where we are at, so sometimes it's not even about you. It has nothing to do with you. It just goes with the good to Bobby favor from behind the scenes. Auna nix when Agna Nix on Kayo and now chief again. Yeah. And my why am artist ang submitting? Submitting. Alright, what's good everyone? We're back at it again. It's another exciting episode of the Chillout with DJ Lectrow. Out here doing the most. Vandaag I'm hanging out with one of the coolest, or rather one of the best female DJs in the country. Mpumelelo Zushenge, better known to you guys as ThabiThabs. She's been all around the world. She's been to the UK. She's been to all places in Africa. Like South Africa, Asakulum, Mfana, holding it down, hang out, vibes on main, lapo na lapo. Ndwana, I got you. Yabona yakwazi ngishayela izandla yabona yakwazi ayishaya into yancane awayazi mntwana bana welcome and ngibonga ukuthi nje wenza isikhathi sokuthi uzwakale Vandaag isiplome esichile esikhuluma izinto zo music yabo mina ngibonga ukuthi sibekela ngeni man can tone down ufudumale ngoba kabanda yi anyways mntwana I think if bowulandelela kahle ishow ne ngihlezi ngitshela abantu ngithi I don't like having my guests introduce themselves because umuntu mele nje amazi umuntu ukuthi ubani yabo, but unfortunately for someone maybe who's watching for the first time or someone who's been following this okay ThabiThabs
angmazi or nyamazi, but I was never able to match the face negama. Ngicela nje ungishayile intro nyana, although sengikhipile lapho nalapho, but I think you can go deeper, man.
Yo, can go deeper.
Yeah. We need to go deeper, mas.
I actually fail to always excel of reintroducing myself. Yeah. I think in a nutshell, Masibuo ThabiThabs is I think I always just stand firm on representing myself as a dark-skinned Han. Yeah. Grounded femme, very, very vocal, and above all, talented and passion-driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, asqale from where it all started.
Yeah.
Qale ubone nini wena ukuthi grand I want to be a DJ and this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life, and then with time not only just be a DJ but be a producer as well, release music.
I realized that I'm collecting music when I got to high school, because I was in high school in KZN.
Yeah.
Like supporting school in KZN, and every time I'd come back here, musical fun, it's completely different. But when I come back here, because I was dominate that time.
Your love.
Thank you. So what would happen is that figuring up and collect music when you get to school with that music, it's a completely new sound.
Yeah.
Everybody gets excited and whatnot. And when I come back this side, but music was the KZN. And I'm the only person who has that music.
Yeah.
So by the time I was doing grade 9, because I already schooling to do grade 8, and I was already doing choreography for school dancers.
Yeah. This is in KZN.
Yeah, in KZN. Yeah. And I was already having my dance lessons after schooling for anybody else who was interested in forming part of my group or learning anything or two from me. By grade 9, I realized, man, maybe it just won't end with me just being a dancer. It is so cool. By metric, I'm sure I want to end somewhere in music. I don't know.
Because dancing can only take you so far.
Actually,
but how often does it happen?
I think in Abantu Bakon. And I think again in South Africa we sleep a lot on talent.
Yeah.
In this culture, it's not because it dancing and a potential or in. It's just that young in South Africa is categorized by you being black or white. Yeah. If ballet can take you international, why isn't any other dance movement in South Africa doing that? You understand?
True. Yeah.
So with all these other black kids, what happens is that more is contemporary, you travel more, you have a better chance of making it as a dancer in. Yeah. And so with me knowing time I understand it was entertainment.
Yeah.
Everything was a gamble. But I knew if I figure school in tertiary and there's a gap, I'll know how to capitalize. Fortunately, when I got to UJ, I picked my career. I wanted to do fashion design.
Yeah.
But portfolio, and so I couldn't redo another portfolio for fashion design. I left fashion design. I tried applying for jewelry, but I think I was score less for jewelry.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, what am I going to do with jewelry when I'm done? For me, it just sounded like if it's a plan, maybe Google the old jewelry store or something. It just makes sense for someone like that.
From scratch. Oh.
So I was like, nah, jewelry design is not going to work for me. I'm going to get ceramic.
Yeah.
I went to ceramic design, and then I did ceramic design. So
that's a fashion school.
No, UJ.
Oh,
Father.
Okay.
It's a faculty of art design and architecture.
Sure.
So when I couldn't get into fashion, I ended up in ceramic design.
Yeah.
There, I picked the ceramics as my major. I told events management as an extracurricular activity. I jumped into it. It's going to be a DJ society at school.
Yeah.
That was a good shot. I jumped into that. I went DJ society. It's flooded. There was like plus minus 100 and something men, and like 10 or 2. It's not even 10. It's like 2 females. It was me and some girl I can't remember. Yeah. And I'm like, nah. Yeah, like, nah, this is not going to work. If I really want to penetrate my way here, I need to find a way out of it. I'm going to look.
Yeah.
Lokshin afuna makrot money.
Timbis.
Yeah. Afuna makrot money who were teaching people at my age I was looking up to.
Yeah.
Because already Abo Shimza and Abo Kumza were popular. So I looked for people who taught those guys.
Yeah. What year is this?
It was 2009.
All right. Yeah.
Mchita young around this for God. How many months? From 3 to 4 months.
Yeah. Ufuna na wakuthasi soku chicken neck.
Around this like phela ukuthi ireason yami akayizwisisi.
Yeah.
Yokuthi why ngifuna ukuba DJ is like why.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
About DJ, yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like my reasons why just me just trying to get attention and whatnot because it didn't make sense. I'm in this thing. Why would you want to jump on this thing?
Yeah.
Or jump in line? Why would you want to do this? And eventually, Gujuti got the answer that I wanted because it's like, okay, cool, sharp. Let's say I give you a chance and want to play.
Yeah.
What do you want to sound like? I was like, okay. Preferably, I'd like to sound like who DJ Kent. But above it all, I'd like to sound like any male DJ.
Yeah.
Whom Sonke Masimbega will say this is a good male DJ and whatnot. I don't want anyone to say Mankibela Batai.
Yeah, you don't want to be just another DJ.
Yeah, I don't want to be another female DJ.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to Magmelangeni competition and I'm out. They say I'll get a preference because you cheer. No.
Yeah.
I preference because fit.
And we are shy as pants out.
Now we're speaking the same language. Now we can work.
Yeah.
I grilled myself. And after the process, I realized that everything is about to adapt and adjust. When I got into IFM, I picked up and I won't survive just being a DJ alone. I need to balance this thing out. What else can I do? And then I stretched myself and then I did production then. Like,
so okay, production was sharp from scratch, was tuning.
Yeah, production in from scratch until the end. But my thing is that initially I'm not a person who wants to sit down and do beat making. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But there is no song of mine that is not a creation of me. Puma is a creation of me. I sit here and be like, no, Katlo, do this, do that, move that. This doesn't sound right. It's man Becca like this and whatnot. So I direct behind.
Yeah, but that makes you a producer anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, that's enough for me because I don't have his cuts against beat and beat making and whatnot. But all my projects are really projects.
Yeah.
They're my ideas fully from scratch until the end.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't do is doing a beat making and against beat and no. Sorry. Sorry about it. Yeah.
Mfana, I think ever since the introduction of AmaPiano particularly, we've always had female DJs, right?
Yeah.
We've had about DJ Zintle, DJ Sindo, who were female DJs even before the growth of AmaPiano. Yeah. They were out here doing it, killing it, Gom, house, and all of that. And those DJ Zintle is quite versatile. But what do you think of the sudden increase in number of female DJs now because of AmaPiano? And in so saying, a lot of them being less talented. I mean, yeah. I hope I don't sound sexist by saying this,
no,
but we all know, as you go to a gig, you listen to a female DJ who's trending on social media. We even spoke about this off air. You're like, you are yens. So what's your take on that? What do you think of Leontole? Do you think Muntu before us or Tata that step and say, okay, sharp, I'm going to be a DJ, respect the craft? Piltusi now is going to be a DJ. Olrato Khanya, who started off as just a media personality and now she's a DJ. Yeah. You understand? At some point, Tutanda Tabete was also a DJ. Do you think Sebastians and J because AmaPiano, AmaPiano, Selapo? What's your take?
I think the biggest influence now we have social media. Everything just looks good and easy on camera. And that's why it gives a multi-platform buyer to just disrespect the craft.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against anyone who thinks they can try on it and then can do it. Actually, it excites me, the idea. Everybody thinks it's something easy to do. Because what happens is that Dallas corner is about DJ, Dallas push. But there's not so much hype around us. That's why you just get to a venue, get your money, play and leave. Being a fashion show and all those things. You'd get to gigs you've been looking forward to seeing
simple, yeah.
Yes, because around that time it was more or less about what you could bring to the table than the mentality of the numbers you could bring to your venue.
Yeah.
Around that time, bigness thing was over no DJ. That's why I never find a lineup in Abantaba over 8 because in my operator for 8 hours. Why do you have a lineup in Abantaba 15?
Yeah.
Or 20?
Facts, yeah.
So, once I want to jumping into the industry, I always find a positive side to everything.
Yeah.
Con isn't that at first glance we look at them and be like, this is so annoying. Like
yeah.
But also on the other side, for other things to go through changes and revolve. They really need to be shaken. For Tina, once you were in, you were in. Once you manage to build a brand,
yeah,
child. When you could see this group of guys are wedding DJs, these are your resident DJs. They're not about building bigger brands than this.
Yeah.
And these are your headliners. Now, once you have the numbers in social media.
Yeah, social media, mara masikhuluma iqiniso ne.
Iyakhawathi.
Iyasiza somehow. I mean, look at us now. Sikwazi ukubana lama online platforms because of the social media. Mara khona la ubona khona ukuthi mara social media iyamosha.
Which now takes me back again to the point I was saying, we try and find positivity in everything.
Yeah.
Social media, you can buy the numbers. Everything is easy. The only thing is like Tina Laba who are not well funded, or is it the right term, Vel?
I think it's the right term.
I think it's the right term. Tina Laba who are not well funded, who don't have enough money, we find ourselves going at Sisialeka. Trust you me, if now I gave you imali enough for you to boost your Instagram now and get the numbers that any other popular random female DJ from nowhere. Now my numbers, you're just as big as they are.
Facts.
When we get to gigs, we are now at a level where now everybody's going to be judged on a talent and not on the numbers we accumulate on social media. Because my sonke says Lenzi planning to get the money and do that, which is something I was telling the girls at Gus, because I used to host a lot of female DJs now.
Yeah.
So I'm exposed to a lot of good female DJs, like great female DJs. People are if these were the people who were trending, there'd be a huge difference.
They got the same numbers.
Yeah. If these are the people now who are being booked because of being influential and the numbers that they have and whatnot, imagine I was calling my different language with guys. I'm Jitatu Yasha, I was calling my language, but now it's just a popularity contest, and it's fine. I'm saying right, let it work as a popularity contest, because eventually everything moves. I'm sure you can revolve, you can change. Yes. After some time, yonke hype yokuba DJ would fade out, and then the real ones, isisafa sizofika sasefa badlulayo basala. Because I can assure you now, 90%, if not 99%, amantombazana adlala AmaPiano badlala music osetiwe. Mawuvula ama USB abo nama folder abo music bekiwe lapha yangeyo 110, 111, 112, 113, 114. Meaning mangahlakaza lama folder la ngamixa zonke lengoma lezi umamela amahashi set lonke.
Yeah.
Mina makazomixa afika athole kuqala ukuthi uzibani manje udlale ngengaki, so that they can match up a folder of playing at the same BPM and whatnot. Iskill asikho. So somebody created a shortcuts.
They capitalized on the numbers and did not invest in the craft.
Yeah, nobody cares about the craft at this point. All you have to do is just look good, look nude, be half naked. It's the same thing as looking nude. Yeah, if Uzbanban who looks naked on Instagram is coming through, abantu by 3,000 will show up. 3,000 will make up the money that we paid her. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. But now, what do you think of? Yabona, I just mentioned like Pearl Thusi. Apparently uthenge i-sound system. I think she's learning how to be a DJ. What do you think of abantu who are in the entertainment industry? Besimazi as an actor or an actress rather, ne? Particularly females. We knew this person as an actress. Utulipongolo tina simaza act.
Yeah.
You understand? Generations unamhla, yellow bone, piti, she's a DJ. Pearl Thusi simazi as an actress, as a presenter, piti, DJ. So what do you think ngalabantu laba? Drop any EP uboni? Ngiyakutshela
unamanga they were lying about that EP.
Amanga lento le.
Oh, Chris Excel bekamsuka.
Ngiwana phela mina
Chris Excel bekamsukela
direct. Chris Excel mfana plus baphethe abantu lapha kuthiwe. But anyways, what do you think of people like that? Gogs Koteni, now she's a DJ. Pearl Thusi, she's about to be a DJ. And you know what said? There are people who are talented who are not going to get the bookings now because there's no Pearl Thusi. Meaning zoyekela nukbuku Pearl Thusi because muhle ufamous uzongilethela abantu. So what do you think? What does that do to the craft and what does that do to the music industry at large? Like bafethu benzakalani ngomusic mark. So sisayenza music or sesithatha abantu ngoba ba famous, sithatha ama porn stars uyabona? Sibayenza abo DJ kwenzakalani? Kusasoxola imfeka nayo ngavuka abo DJ makafuna.
Yeah, anyone actually. The nicest way to go about this and then offend abantu because people get easily offended.
Yeah, but I mean you can't be offended by the truth. It's someone's craft. If you're gonna go into yabona manje thina sama presenter siya host piti nawe u DJ uNtswembu so ta abafit nami sengifuna ukupresenter manje thina abanye sophatha offside ukuthi untwana we passionate about this sayithanda lento le, so you can't step into icraft yethu into ongayazi, rather come school sikufundise the basics, respect the craft.
But besides the color, what else can you do?
I guess
no ikhona ke. That is where I always identify my gaps. Mabangena nabo Pill Twist and all these other people. Nabo Kokos Kotin, nabo Mama, people who are not about the craft but about popularity. So that they can flood the industry with rates that we are not able to get. Eventually, it will get to a point where it is crucial for people to book talent, because you can't have my influencer 8
on the same lineup.
And in order for my influencer to get to a point where they lose their power, is when abanigas be talent are charging good money. So now what needs to happen is that everybody who's talent needs to adjust their rate. Abantu are popular. In that way, I'm a owner and I'm a promoter as of in their heads. I'm paying more or less the same money. Now I need to decide. Am I paying a talent or am I paying a popularity?
Facts.
Because the more gaps we vula and we don't adjust our rates, Tina, is the talented ones. The more loss we run. And the more if flatter in space with people abangasi talent and whatnot. And you need to remember we're South Africa, talented individuals in South Africa are not taken into consideration as much. You can look at an artist in the States. One man can be a dancer and never work ever in their life. Appealing jive. Ujive uthola my endorsement just by being a dancer.
As a choreographer mfethu.
Yes. And then into South Africa ne talent move here Mpho lokufungenza yonke into. Just because when you have money and you have access to specific things, you guys want to close up the industry. Mele sikubone TV, sikubone magigini, sikulalele radio and all those things. Necessary. I had this conversation some time back with my mom. I'm like, if you go to the States, Uzbanbani is exactly the person who makes imali for a company. Royalties they feed everybody in the company because there's a songwriter, there's somebody who focuses on the wardrobe. Split you. But when you come to South Africa, you can't even focus on pushing a brand alone and say as a brand, this is what I want to represent, because we don't want to split imali. Everybody wants to get richer than everyone else by overpopulating e-base as nabantu who are far more talented than them. And now they are overflooded by abantu abanemali or people who are favored because they are already famous. So in all honesty, ipower igiti. Tina talented individuals. If somebody you know very well is not talented, go to the industry in 15 months, charge 15,000, kupul mali yakho. Kupul mali yakho hlale steady now 15,000 uthule.
Mara manje ntwana uthi kupul imali bese umuntu avela abone kahle uthi ntwana wena ulethe talent.
It's fine.
So rather ngishiye wena talent
idlala 8 hours.
That's true.
Angeke idlala 8 hours.
That's a point.
So whether you like it or not, you must find a way yokuthi ubhadala abanye abantu abayi8 bazokwazi ukuqhubela isikhathi until izifike influencer yakho. This is exactly what I was saying to you. Tina masingadjust ama rates. It just feels good for somebody to say I'll spare 115k for Uzbanban ukuthi abe main attraction. The only way to take the power back is for everybody to adjust their rates.
So I think
nomuntu odlalela 6-pack, ngabe nomuntu relaxayo. Everybody who knows they are talented makakhuphula rate. Maana qeda ngena industry and you feel like an upcoming DJ and about 2 years qala urate from a standard rate of 4k. Nothing below that. Urate from 4k uye phezulu. Bazoyifeel pain eventually when you start counting with the fuck I need to pay 8 more DJs. Uzbanban charge 4k, Uzbanban one. Isidingo sama influencers siyaphela.
That's true.
Thatha imali influencer, use it for the right things, use it on promotion. And then sonke siyabalance. But if sonke sizothi no 1,000 rand ngizoncenga nani uzohlezi uncengile.
Settling for less. And
uzothatha imali again to get the same numbers that an influencer has if you don't have money from a magigin. Charge imali oyifunayo magigin so that you can come back and buy Instagram numbers. Everybody's buying numbers. These people are not popular because they are popular. They are popular because they are buying numbers.
Facts.
Sikhawathwa imali. Uzibona posting 1,000 rand and then when posting 100 rand. Umehluko yiyo umehluko kuphela. If you have about 15 into a push page Instagram, fuck 15,000 yonke, push Instagram. I've got 1.2 million followers. Now you have the same numbers.
So I think if you're leader, Antoine, lack of information.
Yes, we just need to preach the gap.
It's the lack of information.
And if you which everybody wants to act like a victim. I'll say victim. I get come to some dream but satanga was to be DJ because not is figure safunda sangena. azange sonke sayiva sithi bathi na qualifications uzo DJ qualification. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, because I'll produce a certificate.
Yes, I'm a certificate that you produce for a gig. Now let's cut but bayazama right and my DJ license and whatnot. Still thina laba abanye kudala sifikile game in university, but why am I paying for a DJ license? Dala ngiphila. Uzibani manje thatha umuzi uvuka la atlethe umuzi kwakhe
promote. Why?
No, it probably my license bekuthi mele sibhadale every year. Ngibhadalelani? Why am I paying you for amagiga afunwa yini?
When at the time uhle imali yakho niyakubuya ku government.
Yabona into lebengisho.
You're not the same government that doesn't respect the craft. Beka manje, as much as one might say that amasama besewaluza value yawo, mara beka government yiyo futhi withdraw imali and didn't fund amasama ukuthi ama-artist azodla abe grand. So asithi ke ntwana, I'm a young female DJ. Yes. I'm watching this. Or actually I'm someone who's considering ukungena kubu DJ yabo. Ngifana nawe, I just come from KZN or wherever in the country I am. I'm like, okay, I like this music thing. Yeah. This is something I'd consider doing. But before ngena into production and stuff like that, I want to be a DJ. Ungadvise uthini manjalo?
I first look into reasons why I want to be a DJ. If inspiration yakho is really drawn from somebody who's not talented but somebody who's popular, then you're still getting into industry for my reasons are wrong.
Yeah.
I think there was a reason why Minumchita were around this for that long, and it kind of prepared me for how savage the giants are in the game. Now you just basically find somebody like Jana to do it. Yeah. And they didn't care, you female, you sensitive, you cry or in. No. But you're straight, but do it.
Yeah.
You cannot go around and tell people you come from Tembi, don't do this. Find another place. Tell people you come from KZN or in. And that kind of helped us take a craft serious. Yeah. And see ukuthi abanye abantu live ngayo and abanye baphila ngayo lento, they are feeding families over this thing and whatnot. Isinkwa for umuntu. So if now you're trying to come into the industry, make a decision. If you're coming to flood it is cut sesekon. But all I'm saying is that everything changes. We're living in moving times.
Yeah.
Before we all know it, bonke abantu abangena ipiano bazofola off. Because now everybody must go and relearn the skills of how to perfect to mix Afro and mix it right and whatnot. And eventually, everybody who's collecting music through TikTok will always sound the same way.
Yeah.
When you collect music through social media, sooner or later, that means Leo number may cut it down.
Yeah.
So a popularity contest, argue about it down, and everybody who's talented will still maintain a position here. So if you are coming into the game, choose where you want to fall into. Yes, I guess choose to be a popularity act or choose to be a great DJ. But all I can say is that don't come into the industry and say because you're female, it favors you to be naked. It makes sense for you to be naked. It makes sense for you to sell your craft through nudity and whatnot. Yeah. Yes, to some extent it does. But if you are
just kata zibun at some point. It's like watching pornography. You can't masturbate to the same video by 5.
Change.
Outfit mas. Yeah, but I'm seeing the same as anyway.
That's why I was adjust on PBL.
No mungayenza nokusala ngiyazi ukuthi isibunu sakasibanibani sizongikhathaza. Khona la nami ngibona khona kahle ukuthi amani isibunu sakasibanibani ngisibonile bafethu. Sengazi nokuthi ifune birthmark, sengazi ne birthmark lapha ukuthi man. So
yabona mina ngivumelana nawe kakhulu ukuthi eventually we all get tired of somebody not bringing anything new, because if you're not talented, you are always inspired by somebody else who's doing something better by you. So you're looking up to someone who succeeds for you to elevate your thing, which is exactly what is happening right now. Because one man who's talented will come up with a trend, everybody jumps on it, and then everybody say I own.
Just like how my trend, we say abantu baya stitcher se bafuna ukwathlima ama trend wakho.
Yes. So my baby girl shamumusha and want to get into game. In terms of Chillout, if you don't come from money, you are the money. So if you are the bag, don't fuck the bag.
Sure. They won't see why I need it in Poros. That poo. Alright, Ndana, as kuluming actually before kulumang music, there's a point I've been meaning to put across, yabo. But I was always waiting for the right person to put this point to, because nyazi ukuthi wena uzongipha facts. I understand. I honestly speaking, man, I respect the craft of music. As I mentioned to you that I grew up in a very musical home. So ngulo muntu lo music in Uthanda. I don't listen to trashy music. Let's be honest. Do you think DJs that grew up producing or listening to Afrotech then transitioned to AmaPiano are better than DJs who grew up doing piano?
No doubt.
Ne? Well, why is that though?
Without a doubt. I'll send a typical example. anything and everything you listen to Yagadem Tutor has elements of music ukhulumamela as umntwana.
Yeah, true. If begangening inkathi zabo DJ Mbuso nabo banban, he'd be as good as he is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because now he's exposed, Mabati sifuna encyclopedia of music.
Yeah.
Udantudo would be a good reference.
Yeah.
It's like uthathe isound yabo Brenda Fassie wayiletha manje. Since example is good is nice.
Yeah.
Manda is good is nice. Everybody gets excited.
Yeah.
Excitement yalaphi ibuye laphi. Umuntu omdala kunathi feels they can relate to that sound. Igenge yepiano, it's new sound to them. They feel good they can relate to it. Igenge le Afro feels good. Actually, this is just a fusion of everything. This guy just took bits and pieces of everything. Why tata why convert into piano? Yeah. You can't take a musical genius and compare nomuntu enzingoma song.
Sure.
Ingoma zalentwana
yeah, bona kuthi wayengiyidinga mfana. Yeah.
Ingoma zamajita amapiano. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect anyone. That's why I'm not going to call out names.
Yeah.
Amajita.
Although I believe nomuntu obhekile uyazi ukuthi abobani labo. But yeah.
Progression yayiza nje ukuthi umuntu ongena knowledge of music.
Yeah.
You just decided to be a producer, you learned a thing or two, but you didn't dig deep into archives. So basically we are raising a generation that does not want to go back into history so that it can capture.
Yeah.
Isn't as balekile from a history and then reinvent them into isn't ezinje. Sidila ne generation efuna ukuthi we are forcing you to think like this and then that's it.
Ash.
So if siqhubeka manje siyekela ku dominate all this new piano heads and whatnot. Kusho ukuthi sonke siyavuma ukuthi if we don't find these other people who try coincidentally to do ama remixes wengoma ezakudala.
Yeah.
We really don't have abantwana abasha who are bringing in a sound of where we come from. We should say sound malokhu busy evolve. So now later abazali bethu won't be able to even listen to piano. Because they won't have anything to relate to.
Yeah, amara kusela mfethu.
In piano.
Da kusela elama 2K mas.
Into engishoyo. But you can't say ngoba piano lama 2K everybody else who's born before 2K akasa exist emhlabeni. Music because it unites people.
Labantu laba ntana abantu ababamamela music dala abana Spotify aba stream umama makayazi Spotify.
Yeah, mama miya stream. Mama kunangaki?
You can't come from musical no, but listen to my point. But now here's the thing. Okay, listen to my point. Ne? Men, I think a lot of us can relate to this. Abantwana bama 90s, we were raised by parents who were born maybe in the 60s or 70s, right? Most of the time, abazali abaden abafuni ngomnyaka wabo. It's that thing ukuthi na ubuza umuntu omdala umnyaka wakhe, it's disrespectful, right? So I don't know how old my mom is. Okay. But I can estimate maybe she's in her mid or late 50s. Yeah, but mang estimate.
Yeah, but I would never agree to your age and never know.
Mara, to be quite honest with you, ne nyayizwa everything else that you said and I agree. Nale ukuthi avele Afrotech producers who transition to AmaPiano are better producers than guys who learned how to produce within AmaPiano straight. Yeah. But ntwana, at the end of the day, ipiano elama 2K. If we're being honest, Ama 2K are the ones who put Mpho on top of the charts. Ama 2K are the ones abagcwalisa amavenue manje.
You're 1000% correct. But also asibuyele zingakho ingoma zepiano is ama rendition of all songs.
Yeah, that's because the piano.
Yini umsebenzi music guys.
Okay. Zandana. Indaba flop ne. My thing with a lot of piano guys, they like creativity. So they talk about
vocalist.
No, ukuleka creativity within amavote. I'm a producer sharp because the producer sharp beat into relevant matches katsamani.
You think so?
And then abizu umuntu atantwana zoka like ibela and then the vocalist uyosika into yakudala. That's what I think.
I'm a vocalist.
I
think it depends. It differs.
On what guys?
It depends on the musical background, the vocalist and producer. I can name a few, but I don't want to name people because go easy pick up a controversy South Africa and then culture
especially for the smallest
because you can't be honest with specific things. But I can name plus minus 5 producers who produce music and they are an element of being musical, but it's popular because they have money, your PR.
Yeah, that I agree to.
Yes, so I see vocalist. No, there's one specific vocalist in South Africa who makes a remix of every old song. And the umuntu oyenza ukuthi AmaPiano that he jumps on a sound musical.
If you don't mind.
Udalwong.
Okay, sharp. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But Ntwana he's good. He's great. Mina into engishoyo ne Bobzin, you'll back me up, Ntana,
Yeah.
if you're con. Into mina engisho is that abantu abathanda ukusampula ama-vocalist, not ama-producer. So we can't blame the producer.
Baba Mpek before Matek.
Ntwana, you are wrong.
Wrong,
I feel
Ntana.
like
It's a 50-50 split.
yeah, because even producers they sample like old tracks, just like in the pit they're quiet.
They do abaya. The thing is that you want it now, so angeke figure can't. Abaya. It's produced as futhi sibheke ukuthini. Most vocalists jump on songs after they are produced. Rare ukuthi ama combination wabantu ababhaya bathatha vocalist lafika ne vocal bese bathi jump. Nix. Futhi especially with this generation. Ama vocalists are never actually given that platform ukuthi uzibani uzovuka acula ingoma and saying ngicela nifake nama beat.
Yeah.
And then they do that. They don't do that. I think approach yabo towards music is not the same as before. That's why before, as a vocalist, you were valued. Because as a vocalist, you'd wake up and be like, this is a song. This is how it sounds in my head and whatnot. And then to produce, and then they jump on it. And then they recreate what you have in your head. Now, vocalists are adjusted to what the producer wants.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you think Afrotech producers are better producers than piano producers? And if yes, why? If no, why?
City better in which extent? In just
in production. Production-wise, you take nothing away from these guys. Because you remember what you just said. There's a DJ Omazi, a popular DJ AmaPiano, and when you listen to that, you're like, how do you play such music? Yeah. How do you play such music in front of a live audience? Isn't it a studio? Yeah. So judging by those kinds of things and experiences that you've had with piano and Afrotech guys, who do you think are the best producers in between both genres of house music?
I'm a GT Afro above everyone. Problem, I'm a dumb cop.
What makes you say that? In what sense?
The piano kids have already shown you what to do in order to dominate the industry, but in business and trying to keep everything exclusive for nothing.
Ish.
Exclusivity has never sold. Everything must go commercial.
Into eniyenza niloke niyabajaja kuphela lapho ukuthi hayi indaba yabo ninekhona indaba
yenza kahle leyo bizithengisela abantu ama-track nga-1 ngama-180 and what not uzibani bani udlala ingoma mele ayifihle igama mele ayirename because uzibani bani exclusive unreleased I see is exclusive. If the guys are still trying to push underground culture sharp mabahlale la marivar manje ukuthi into yenza ukuthi uThakzini nodlala Thukzini badominate umusic bawukhipha abalokhu babhizi bakhalisela ngawo bathi in is coming nani uyakhishwa music and if abantu abaphaphami sazohlala iAfro iunderground ngoba inqondo ayikho.
But do you think Afro are better producers? Yes. It's just that they don't have a proper marketing strategy, you know?
Abasama business people. Yeah. Azenza ama Grootman endaweni wrong. Grootman enjani engenamali? Mara mpela Grootman enjani engenamali? Because even kuyithi so silingana we are peers. Mangavela uzibani mani la azi ukuthi uyi12. We Grootman kuwe. Silingana naye. So wena umdala kunathi siyahlonipha dala ukhona igame naye sharp yashaya ispansa mara mangenamali Grootman enjani engenamali?
And awuhlonishwa.
Phela indoda inkomo zayo guys. And in the industry it's a male dominated place. Khuluma imali. Lo kuyavela safuna ukukhipha inkando khuluma amagigi ukuthi hayi ngasipana nama vinyl kwenzakala nayisebenzi noso. That's why lento lezi piano zibeka idolo la. Akubeka idolo la mangena plan lozibani bani ozokuboleka iMercedes ushoot for Instagram and what not yazihlupheka lozifanele nami. Manje sitholela amadonki nje senza iplan lapho lokushini sidonsela amala.
Or uvule container esla uncengisa ukuthi at least ngizodlala music kwami lapha container esla.
Ngoba vele exclusive ngiqhubeka ukuthengisa ngama 180.
So you think that's the reason Afrotech ingapenetrate as much like South Africa?
That's the reason wonke music omunye South Africa ungapenetrate as much. That's why umuntu release ingoma yomshado igcwale yonke indawo because iPR yakhona nePR strategy sakhona ukuthi mayiphume igcwale yonke indawo. This is the Afro, they're not submitting music for radio stations. They're not submitting music for us to play. They're not sharing music with us to play it. They're not playing their music because abana magig. No music endlini uthengisa nge108 but still mailing a promoter. So kahle ngibhatalelana.
Yeah, that's true.
Why am I paying you 180 for a track
a track that you're not even gonna release? Yeah. But now Connor, there's a point that was made by one of the Grootmans in the game. who I respect a lot, Uzix Bantwini, yabo. So Uzix Bantwini in South Africa, we don't have DJs, we have producers. The reason he said this, I stand corrected, but I believe that's what he said. The reason I say this is simply because every DJ right now in South Africa is a producer. And what does a producer do when they're a DJ? They play their own music, right? So Aksana ndlela to promote other artists, because there are artists abaculayo who are not DJs. Example, let's say Trill Nan. For his song to be properly promoted or played emakikini, mele ukuthi kuze kugigele producer le yena a release na ingoma, and then only then other producers are going to play that. Do you think it's true that we have more producers than DJs like South Africa? And if you could change that, how would you change it? That's if you think it's true.
I think it's a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
You cannot complain ukuthi kugcwele abantu abadlala music kwa TikTok and then siphinde sithi futhi wonke umuntu produce. All those people on TikTok can't produce music. They can't play. Yibo abantu ekumele badlale music. The strategy around it is for you to make your music popular on social media so that all those TikTok DJs are playing your music. Yonke into right now in a solution, guys. Like compare.
Yeah. Actually,
if somebody who's a producer is playing their own music, kudos to them. I produce music. I have enough music to play in a set. But I think I'm a DJ before being a producer.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what he was supposed to say. That
yeah.
Not all producers are DJs before being a producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I get to the venue with all the music I have and the music I can play for an hour. I take my music and put myself as a producer behind everything else. Check iskati, check it crowding, and check it uguti is it ideal.
Yeah.
For me now to be like, how do I build Wonkumuntola and then Nizbuz day one? My music sounds familiar to me because Owamnya or Mamel, but my music is not commercial enough. If I'm gonna play my music for an hour, that makes me a producer. Over a DJ, I'm here to produce my music. But if I'm here blending my music with everybody else's music, I am teaching people to listen to my sound. So every time I get on a deck, I'm a DJ before a producer. That's why music one is always blended with everybody else's music.
Put in simple terms, what you're saying is that be a producer in studio, emakikini about DJ.
Yes.
Dlalingoma mfethu. Iphabantu ingoma abazifunayo. Yabona. But going back to the point oyenzile that a lot of Afrotech DJs bathanda ukushaya izinto exclusive nanani. We attend gigs, ne? I don't know if ugoyibona riding bobzini. We go to gigs, masifika laphayana sifika sithola ukuthi mhlambe kubhukhwe someone AmaPiano. Afika shamanya ama exclusive ezingawazi only for him not to release those tracks. So now I think they're guilty of the same thing laba be Afrotech abayenza. It's just that laba they know how to work nama influencers wama TikTok nanan. Because yakhumbula manje kushiwo, it's been said that kulesikhathi esikuso manje, if you're gonna release a song, you need to create a budget for TikTokers to help you promote your song.
True. So it goes back to a point Yakazix.
Yeah.
If on a plug lama exclusive and you get to a gig and you play the production a buyer and it takes forever to be released, you're not teaching anyone music. Because in Kitesizwila Squazangu Shazema, we don't know the names and whatnot, and then it takes forever to be released. You're just wasting money. You're paying another producer who's showcasing music. So get out of the way.
We end up forgetting about it.
Yes, we'll forget about it. It's the same thing. If you continue to hear the same song over and over again on TikTok, it's dropping soon. By the time we figure, see, my man's like, nah, this is not even as good as it sounded.
The energy is gone.
Yeah, and now we move right along. So Yonkinto, it's a balance of timing and you knowing what you represent. And that's having gelling. It's the industry will be oversaturated with people who don't know where they're going because everybody thinks sonke strategy is events. It won't work. You can't have a brand as big as, I'll make an example. When I get to a venue, whoever saw me on TikTok already has envisioned the performance to be the way I want to and then I get to a gig, I'm playing at 11, I'm playing my entire album.
I was Kenya. These were
the same comments that came back from Spring Fiesta main stage when people came back. It's like, I'm not going to mention names. But these were comments that were going around on TikTok. A main stage when you're there for vibes. Can't get to main stage and listen to exclusive music for 3 hours back to back. That's why producer stay behind the scene. so that DJs can do their job.
You see,
it is very important with my producer uhlale behind the scenes.
Yeah, kunabantu who are not supposed to be exposed. Kunabantu wena bekumele wenzele umuntu amapi. You can tell, like, okay, mention amagama kuba ngathi siya hate.
Imali yakho ngokuthengisa ama beats,
imali yakho ngokutrenda ngokulala nama 2K because kahle wena ispan sakho bekuproducer. Manje so yatrenda ngoba ulala nabantwana abancane. You understand? Whereas if you had stayed behind the scenes wayenza into zakho, ngabe singazazi le candles zakho nabantwana abancane. Bozolala nabo free. Do you get my point?
So now you just placed yourself in a position where now attention yabuiza go as a DJ, which now goes back to the example we're making about being a vocalist in America and a vocalist in South Africa. You carry a whole team of 15 people bahola ngawe.
Yeah.
Mara South Africa you can't do that. Once ngaqala as a vocalist ngapopa 15,000 yami. Akuna writer is a benefiter, akuna what is a benefiter. If a producer alithathanga 5,000 na ngaleso sikhathi sithenga ibeat, ichayile. Uzomela ama royalty.
And they can take years sometimes apparently.
So basically even in the music industry yethu iyafana nama politicians wethu. Abaphezulu mabakwazi ukuthola imali, they can't filter it out to everyone else. Wonke umuntu ufuna ukuba richer than everybody else who's putting in the work.
Yeah.
When umsebenzi wakho is just to gather up the team and be the face yemali. When you face yemali thina samadomkop. So that's ama dynamics amaningi esingesiwalungisa in the industry that are fucked up about the industry.
Yeah. But now going back to Lento Kotuguisha, that when Abekmele you should have stuck to being just a producer. But how do I know Gutimina Itestiniam is just being a producer? I mean, I'm out here in studio with someone famous, Ngimenzalama beat, this guy starts posting videos of me, Ngenzalama beat, I gain the attention, saying Yapukamanje, then I'm like, shit, I'm just gonna take it and run with it. How do I know, Guti? I just need to remain a producer. This is not for me.
I think Guti, we are all just trying to make a living at the end of the day. So anything and everything that we think we can do, we think we can try and excel in it. But in all honesty, if everybody was just getting into something and deciding what we in, umsebenzi more than enough for Tina Song.
Because in America,
because you won't have to find yourself rehiring the same faces in different spaces all the time.
Yeah.
Because one would have taken a decision. I want to be a presenter, I want to be a producer, I want to be a DJ, I want to do one man.
Yeah.
The pie is big enough for all of us, but the pie is certainly not big enough for all of us because whoever got into the pie first is eating the center of the pie. Share my crumbs for everyone else.
Ash. True. Dana, before sidlala le game yami engithandayo and I let you go. Ngicela sikhulume nge-radio kancane yabo. As someone that's been kwi-radio, someone that's been exposed to one of like the commercial radio stations, what do you think? I mean, it's not necessarily good to feel it, but what do you think caused the sudden decline in streamership radio?
It's letting go of your talent and putting on influentials.
Yeah.
Everybody thought if you take somebody who's influential and put them on radio, you're taking directly the numbers you are seeing on social media into your radio. But we're good with the bot numbers, my account, and these are two different platforms.
Yeah.
I could be interested in just scrolling through your pictures, or I could be following you because kuna controversy in a drama that always follows you, and I don't want to miss that. It doesn't mean I'm a genuine follower. I would like to sit down and listen to you and your bullshit. No, I follow you because and I just like drama. I enjoy that. There's nothing I'm learning from you. So I'm feeling I'll follow Twitter because scrap or you cannot convert social media numbers to radio numbers. These are two different markets. You cannot. Majority of abantu radio sikhumbule futhi ukuthi baya change. Because whoever is streaming in the morning is not available during the day. Whoever is streaming during the day is not available in the afternoon. The one who listens from Exen until Epsu is the one ohlale ekhaya and usebenza ekhaya. So radio can always just be in the background and whatnot. So basically what we are saying is that your biggest follower does not have social media.
That's true, I mean, someone Eastern Cape can have social media, but can access to internet.
Yes. So Tina, I think touch up on my meeting, Yana. What ugcwala istrate and whatnot. Mabuye yazibantu bangathi yanking. Think mamel podcast kazibantu miss interview kuphi isada. But kulokho kunjalo, there were specific shows you couldn't miss prior because there were talented people on radio. You couldn't afford to miss those people. When you listen to them. Yes. Abo Gabzela.
Abo Kabzela, yeah.
You wouldn't miss all
Legends.
those shows, yes. Because both like you want to be a part of that because your conversation is when you get wherever you are getting. You can't miss such people. But now, if it's a tattoos ban man, Mazibuo
True, yeah.
What am I feeding my brain?
Ash.
Phela manje siyakhetha sonke akusena wozibani ozosebenzisa propaganda ngimamilisa something ngani nginama options. If I don't want to listen to radio, I don't want to listen to radio.
Ngena YouTube bheki podcast.
Manje as a DJ you post it, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm live on in, everybody asks what number is that? Which is something that never happened. Before Mouting say radio and umuntu would know. What so FM it's 99.2. So cause FM 91.5.
Yeah.
Wonke umuntu would know right now. Khona radio stations nami ngoba mengawazi ukuthi mawustream maguphi. That's how bad it is. And I can reassure you right now, it's not because the radio ain't power. It's because they've just lost plot of the true meaning of having people on radio. Radio has never been about the popularity or whatnot. Radio has just always been about sense and connection with the people abasuke bamamela ngaleso sikhathi leso. So we cannot really now take a radio science in the influencer and whatnot, because most of the time influential people are influential by how they appear but not how they sound.
Yeah, that's true, man. We follow a certain person because of a postable and we just love his music.
The way going and whatnot. And that's why you find motivational talk, they're just good at motivational talk. Radio has people who are talented. In an hour, you can pick up a lot and learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
And those are the people we need on radio.
And also how you drive a conversation.
Thank you.
As the radio host, yeah.
So you can't
but
just
do you
take
think there's a hope?
drum.
Do you think like Ingabuya Ibe as impactful as it was before?
Angeke, because everything in South Africa is isebenza ngemali.
Unless ngena mina Bobzin.
Unless
ngena mina ntana yabuya. What do you think, boy? Ngangena poison. Yabuya.
Yeah, noma ngangena I1. Angeke ulwe ne army yonke uyi1. Uzongena and you get the numbers right for when you get the recognition that you need. But is the platform open for more other people like you? Abantu abahara, are they open-minded enough to accommodate more people like you? Yeah. And because of where we are at, so sometimes it's not even about you. It has nothing to do with you. It just goes with the good to Bobby favor from behind the scenes. I own a nix when I'm nix now chief again.
Yeah. And my why am artist submitted?
Submitted. Ma angisho yonke into imali South Africa. Serious yonke into imali uyasubmit about decline as long as vele wenza yonke into ngendlela uyasubmit.
But I like what Uncle Tep did. Angisakhumbule what year this was, but I think it's before lockdown. So there's someone, let's cut in the breakfast on YFM. There's a producer or a record label owner or a manager ozame ukumbribe I'll give you a certain amount of money, please plug my artist. And then why go social media? I don't do that. If you guys had people who do that for you, I don't do that. If you want your music played on my show, follow protocol, submit us my mail. If your song is good enough, we'll play it. Shout out to him for that. But I mean, yeah, to a certain level,
he really was in a position to expose it like that, because Vela got dealing a music submission. He's a producer. I mean, he's a presenter.
He's a presenter. You
don't submit his music to you. And tell music who's ufagiwe lapha yenza things.
So abantu abayinkinga ila ma compiler.
Yeah. Yibo didile imali la. Excuse.
That's true.
Those are people about money.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying to me now, whether you like it or not, South Africa manje khuluma imali. Mangathola manje uzibani bana lahlile athina limit
you gone done.
Child
you gone done. You're going to be mainstream. Not that you're not mainstream.
Namanje mabangayi 250 nje. Khona ngizokwazi ukuvula igap. Angibeleni guys kuma 250k nje.
Qedile.
Kunyiwe.
Donna, what sets you apart from every other DJ? This is not like a gender-based Lentosa question, whether guys or girls. What sets you apart? What makes you different?
Answering in terms of gender and whatnot. I'm sharp.
I'm fit to that. Obviously, unokubukwa masetini nabo mara mangena wena caca uthi sekungena uDJ. All along best mameli into singayazi. Yeah.
Firstly, one thing that sets me apart is exactly what she said. I'm a DJ before I become a producer. Yeah. I could have 100,000 tracks that I think are dope.
Yeah.
As long as give me like no dominant kanjan. I don't think if I had 100 songs and they were all popular, I'll play 100 songs, 100 popular songs in a set.
Yeah.
I'd never do that. So for me, all my sets are always standard procedure. You build a mood.
Yeah.
After building a mood, now you lift up your graph.
Yeah.
And then you kill.
It's
standard procedure for me. So if there's one thing that sets me apart from everything, I know how to read the room. I never miss.
Yeah.
Ngisho kunabantu abana 40 abananjani, I will never miss.
Yeah.
Because I think I understand the power of music, and I understand that music kungaba musha, but how you play music and how you tell your story through your music is exactly what makes everybody connect to you.
Yeah.
And then besides logo, I have killer sets, guys. I've got killer skills. Shem. I'm a clean mixer. My mixing is very creative. Most of the time it tells a story, but it takes
you've been doing this for years.
It takes somebody who knows the music to know what I'm talking about. For me, gonna vocal clash. So we don't argue now.
Nakona, you've put in the hours and done. I think we need to give that to you. You put in the hours.
Thank you.
Sebenzile mfethu. I'll tatang shortcut.
Thank you. And then eyokugcina angiyakokota phezu kwenhloko.
Yeah.
Give me afros ukokota inhloko, give me piano, I'll do the same thing.
Hip hop?
I can play hip hop, but my thing is I don't want to go there. Because I was fusing it with the electro and everything else.
Yeah.
It was
That's me, by the way,
trying mega mixing. Being a little gang of mixing electro, few elements of hip hop and whatnot. But truly speaking, I don't have the biggest connection with the hip hop.
Yeah.
So it's not one thing I'd like to tap into, because I'd like to believe it's easier to deliver sets when it's everything that you can connect to.
Yeah.
So something that you can. I'm going to feel something I feel.
Yeah.
Yes, true. I don't have any issues with hip hop. I enjoy it, and everything. And as much as it's not something I'd like to pay my attention to and whatnot, because for my entire existence.
And how do you prepare for your sets?
All I do is collect music.
That's
how I prepare.
How do you collect music, Vela? Like you check out online what's been released, or you talk to people?
I always look up to what is being released. I always have my producers upcoming that are always sending me music. I always have people who believe if my music is played by me, somebody music is played by me, somebody will jump onto that music.
Yeah.
So I always have people sending me music despite me just looking at music or go to Pum. And if there's one thing I do, I always avoid music on TikTok.
Because most of the time, with all due respect, it's garbage. Good TikTok, they'll play you that part laying at Tim Nandi, but when you go listen to the entire song, you're like, how about it?
And besides that is what everybody else who can't DJ is playing.
Yeah, that's true. So now we know good if ever we say DJ
because
there are chances of to now corner to DJ.
Yes, I went to a gig and some chick was playing music artist only one for the entire set.
Yeah, ila wanna kona da.
Yeah, I'll tell you 112. I go, okay. It's just them procedure and that. And I don't wanna lie. Music go TikTok, music go DJ.
Yeah.
They don't know where to outsource music, how to find new music and whatnot. I always tell people most of the music I play, music or release, but you don't find it because you don't know what being a DJ is. Who being a DJ is getting on Fagaza and downloading what Fagaza gives you and whatnot. Music ya funwa. I DJ ya search music. Unless as a songwriter, you travel from Tembisa to Foslorize your phone music so that you can come back with something that sets you apart from everyone else.
Something different.
Yeah, but now all the people are chilling on TikTok. It's like, the song is trending. No, I'm going to mixtape, show me and whatnot. Guys, hate me if you want to. My music or TikTok. No man gangs on that game, man. Music or TikTok,
Nizwel. Mntwana, you one of the few DJs, ne? Abahlezi beza like ngalama trend wabo DJ wok jive nan. How do you come with those, and how does it feel that manje kunabantu abafuna ukuclaima ukuthi lama trend awabo whereas the trend yakho le?
You know, when we create dance challenges, we create dance challenges for everyone.
Yeah.
That's why my trend, you get excited. It's okay, everybody's picking onto this dance, so everybody can now understand what I feel or what I do with this songs.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem with everybody jumping onto a dance challenge. The controversy starts when Njongo Bush Uzbanman wants to claim umsebenzi angawenzanga. And a temporary because Uzbanman would jump onto EDC and would credit you. I credit umnikazi wengoma.
Yeah.
And then Uzbanman is getting bookings or joint span sako.
when I was totally
you went through the hard work. Wayenza yonke into Marus Banman is getting bookings for intengeko. And given the chance to clarify, they don't clarify.
Yeah.
And my mother abanye abantu abanjengathi thina so esi old school ka so siyakutshela ukuthi jo wena nabangani bakho anithukuma kancane.
Yeah.
You guys are so annoying, like imani kancane.
Yeah.
Intempora ngalento leyo ukuthini. You're promoting somebody else's song. You and that dance challenge that went viral, got popular. Sekungathi nilwela ingoma yabantu.
You're just fighting for the dance.
You're just fighting for accreditation. And I always have a right to fight for accreditation because there's no one funding my hard work.
Yeah.
I get umuntu fund the hard work yam. I don't wake up and figure kicking meeting from 15,000 guy. It needs me to leave Johannesburg to get a gig as 15,000.
Yeah.
Other than that, Cecily Jobek, I always have to compete with the same people who play TikTok music and can't mix, but somebody's playing a mixtape and whatnot.
Yeah.
So given a chance to just credit me because njengoba sisho sees I'm pusher woman empowerment and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm just another trying sister with you, Joe.
Yeah.
I say it's promote music kwa Majid.
Yeah.
I'm a woman, you're a woman, you're jumping into a challenge I created.
Yeah.
I need the attention and I need the work as much as you need the work. I'm not saying don't jump on the challenge.
Yeah.
Jump on the challenge, just credit me. So that in my life is a game. Don't just sit there and then only hard work ya mariazu timbuya chugubin. So we should every given chance to promote another woman, you'd never use it.
Yeah.
Njalo mafika opportunity ukuthi you can promote umuntu osifazana ngeke uzuyisebenzise because wena mele benefit wena. And that is exactly why sohlala siluza as amantombazana. Because I can't tell another female DJ udlala umdidi. Like you can't play.
But why can't you though?
Because the minute ngitshela kanjalo makafika kulaba abanye. Yeah, she thinks she's better than everyone because in 14 years and whatnot, like being a career, she doesn't even have a boyfriend. Isn't this ngahlangana ziyahlangana? Ingqondo yomuntu osifazane ngathi what you call this thing konje? Legos.
Yeah.
Legos. Ngathi Lego. You can put in a green Lego, mix it with the yellow one and whatnot.
Yeah.
Isebenza kanjani? Izobuild castle, mar castle lakhona izoba nama-color all over the place.
I get what you're saying.
You wish.
What's been the highlights of your career?
Angakayi-reach.
Mara, what's that one thing this was a life-changing moment for me?
Life-changing moment for me was after I had given birth and went to UK and did a UK tour before everybody else in South Africa started doing that.
How did you get that, Vel?
Funny story. I was on YFM when I was offered that. I passed 2 people I can't call by name, so good Mabahambi before me.
Yeah.
Because I felt Tuguti at that time, Angaka be ready, UK.
Yeah.
And as part of my strategizing process and how I set out my goals.
Yeah.
Amongst us at YFM, I'm still getting the attention that I need. What happens after YFM?
And you only had a 2-year contract at YFM. Yeah.
So in 2016, when I was offered the UK London tour, I was like, no, I'm not ready. He's popular than me.
Yeah.
I support my reasons why I'm via. And then I took the second one. I know we are one coward and I is buy.
Yeah.
But he does have potential of being someone better. Shut up. Please don't tell these people I'm the one who referred them.
Yeah. You're doing it from a good heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EYFM my pillars like now's the right time. Bring this thing. Because this is all I needed.
Yeah.
I needed something to elevate me from when everyone was saying Ichai.
Yeah.
There is no coming back for her. And it just fell right in place. So for me, that whole UK London tour was a highlight for me because shortly after I came back, the following year, everybody touring UK.
So you
yes. The problem, Tini, the credit will never go to me.
That's South Africa for you.
Besides South Africa, people always follow people with money.
Yeah, that's true.
People don't look into people who are originators of anything.
Yeah.
When you are a trendsetter, you'll always suffer with a trend will get popular than you. The only award or reward you hold on to is you being a trendsetter.
All right, Mbana, what's the worst moment in your career? Like that one moment that not necessarily regret, but but it became a blessing in disguise because I learned this and this from that.
Team one in all my 14 years, Smirnoff.
Yeah.
Smirnoff party in Magoya, what competition? Yes, Smirnoff. Yeah, nice. Smirnoff, yes.
Yeah, when I'm still sakona go to be hectic, eh?
No, not really. And that's why I'm showing to Minago. I think I just have a different approach to everything in life. I always just seek to find positivity in everything. So what happened with Smirnoff is that initially when I entered Smirnoff, I entered because of the prizes that were coming with entering and winning the competition. Most of my entire career is self-funded. I'm self-managed. My team are people that are groomed by me and everything else. So me winning that competition was just an elevation to the right direction I wanted. But I blindsided myself into believing I could win the competition and then it could just give me everything without looking to the fact that I'm already an experienced DJ. I already have an existing brand. I'm very vocal. I'm Dala. Not Mdala in that sense, but Mdala in terms of experience. So for companies and people who are looking to people to tame, I'm kind of not ideally what they would go for. But I just convinced myself because it's another female DJ competition, which is something I hardly do. When I enter competitions, when I'm a competition, I'm a cheater. So
because I mean you've been around, so who I think.
So for me, I felt like it's a through pass.
As long as you DJ.
Thank you. I felt like it's a through pass. It would be nice to find another female DJ who would just make me feel actually. I just thought, but more than anything, when I got into the competition and then I realized, my purpose here was never to win. My purpose here was to groom everybody else who was part of the top 10. And mold the experience. And mold them and share the experience and see I realized with my purpose there was just to get closer to other females who probably share the same vision with me but are where I was years prior. Because now I'm Pambi. And when I got into the competition, it really did give, in the process and in the progress of preparing for a competition in those 2 nights, I figured out I was never here to win. But I was just here to play a role in the industry. Inspire. I changed when I got into Smirnoff. I started realizing I have a solid plan. There is a solid plan for me. And feeling that I'm getting that closer and made me feel as if uNkulunkulu understand the direction engifunayo. So it really was challenging for me in Smirnoff because allowing people to see your greatness and then people to experience your life on TV, getting on stage, voting lines, and when realize how you moved from being the first person but you're top of voters and whatnot to being the last person who plays and whatnot and delivering on everything that the competition wanted but still losing. It gave me an awakening, which this is what I've been doing my entire life. I'm very, very good at what I do, but I'll never be rewarded and be like, me and Dwana, you deserve this and whatnot. And I think of saying it means I have a bigger purpose to serve. I'm not going to win this battle if I don't create an army. I need to groom and mold other best female DJs to follow. So that now I know, even me, gap in bigger platforms, I have a team that is closing our gaps on smaller platforms. Then maybe a revelation is always goes versa and attach itself to my initial goal. So what I'm saying is that I have no regrets entering Smirnoff, but it taught me a lot about journey and my purpose in life. And shortly after Smirnoff, I started engaging more with people who need my help, engaging more with what I can do, and getting in touch with the side of teaching and grooming other female DJs who are interested in this, because I'm already complaining about people who are under delivering. So if I'm complaining about something, I need to do something about it. And the only other thing I can do is to conduct lessons and create amayama beats and whatnot. And what I was not aware of the process of doing that is that I did not only just gain female kids, I gained abantwana babafana who look at me as a role model.
That's huge, man. I think that's more of an achievement than winning the cash prize. Yeah. So Ganjalo, you get to touch people's lives, and Abantu will remember you for the longest time. Kamalako Lizopila, even after Song and Circle. Quick 5 questions. This is where we're closing it. If death appeared to you in physical form, in human form right now, and said, "Go, give me one reason why I shouldn't take you," what would you say?
I'd say none.
So no, not that.
I live every day like it's my last day.
So Naksasa, you wouldn't mind Uvelo
Yes.
Ham? Nah, that's profound. Hey, that's deep, yo. That's deep.
If I tell you I love you, I'm genuine about it. If I don't like you, I'm genuine about not liking you.
Yeah.
If I don't like something, I address it now.
Yeah.
Because somewhere at the back of my head, I know, which if there's one thing I'm not guaranteed is a tomorrow.
Yeah.
The only thing I have is now.
See why we need it. All right. Second, if God gave you the opportunity right now, I had to go, okay, ThabiThabs, I see Ntanamo ya Pusha Kakulu, and I like how you dedicated to growing the industry and believe in fairness for everyone. I'm giving you the opportunity right now to choose between AKA Norikirik Ubuisa Oewan Mhlabin, and they'll continue to serve their purpose. And why?
None.
You need to choose one.
No.
Say I'm God right now.
No, I'm telling you, Chita, we are better. If say abuyisa abantu bonke.
So you believe every other artist?
I believe wonke umuntu makashona ijeni yakho isevile. You have nothing more to give.
But don't you think umuntu obulelwe urojiwe ijeni yakhe? I mean, I believe umuntu oshona ngengozi, for me, ingozi can be whether it's a car accident or maybe you murdered, shot, whatever.
Yeah.
Mount Jalo, you hadn't reached the destination yako. You were cheated.
Okay, if you look at it like that, I'd give AK another chance. But also, I still do believe with Konamantaba 15 bullets and never died. If Bengasi Peppers Kangkun he wouldn't have died.
Alright, that's deep.
Yeah, so I was with Avu the following day and give us options to choose. He must not bring back anyone.
Yeah.
Don't put us through the misery of living with these people all over again and experiencing their greatness only to take them at a later stage. Yeah. We all just need to adjust ourselves to doing the best that we can and giving everybody bits and pieces of us, sisapila, with the time that we are given. Because in as much as you see another day, that's you getting closer to death. It's not you getting closer to life.
True.
Every new day is you getting closer to death.
Yeah. The numbers that have been minus.
Extra new day, no, nix.
But that's deep, man. That's profound. Eh? Some of the things you mentioned, I never actually had that perspective. I guess you're educating us, and what you're saying, there's a lot of sense to what you're saying. If right now you were given the chance to change one thing about the DJ industry, particularly, other than Abantaba DJ without talent, what would you change?
Fair opportunities to everyone.
Yeah, an opportunity because
just fairness.
Yeah.
Because if it's fairness towards everyone, no one is judged by where they come from, what they have, how they dress, what they appear like. You're only judged basically on your talent.
Yeah.
So I just give everybody chance of fairness.
If you're given $1 million right now, what would you spend it on? Bagupi million, but tenga into A1, that's worth $1 million. Tenga in.
A1, I'll buy my kid a future. So if it means iskolo, it will go there.
That's worth $1 million. We tata yonke if I
yeah, my iskolo.
Nix. Yeah. Gucci.
And here's even the nicest thing. I'm really not a materialistic person.
Yeah.
Given an opportunity to buy a V-Class over a Quantum, I'd buy a Quantum. Yeah. Quantum serves a greater purpose for me. A Quantum means generate money, and then I can do everything else I need to do.
But V-Class can also do the same.
It's fine for someone
Uber
else.
Rider or a fucking airport shuttle van.
Insurance money.
Okay.
What are the chances of me in an airport same time? I'm not gambling of Tati Quantum if I Spanish. Mine in Spanish family me a benefit.
Yeah, true, man. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Now I get what you're saying. All right, last but not least, number 5. If you had to end a DJ's career right now, whose career would you end?
A DJ.
And why?
Oh, one.
Yeah, we want to suga. Ayiki ndaba yakho suga.
I'm a stick tip.
Baba, but
No, ngifuna u-1 ehlala inyuse impela.
Abanye kudala siba interview mara ngeke sikhulume.
Yeah, obvious. Popularity contest, you must get the numbers. Manje.
Yabona wangikhiphela igama angizoscreama uzoba uqala ukusho igama straight. Ne?
Manje, if they had to say if I end the DJ's career right now.
Yeah.
Ayeke, akakaqali gogo Scottin, makayeke. She must not try.
Yes.
I didn't even know she's
Yeah,
DJ
she must not
ntwana.
try. That's why ngisho ngithi she must chill.
Angasangeni, angasayizami nokwizama.
Was she booked before?
Angazi ngibona ibooking yana yakhe yi-1 ivele.
And you see, you know what
these
said,
people
ne?
always have these bookings for pushy PR.
Yeah, facts. And one thing we need to know and understand is that as a promoter, there's no way I'd book someone who can't DJ, if we're being honest, just because they're an influencer.
Yes.
Somehow mangimbuka khona la maybe negotiate a booking fee encane uthola ukuthi as big as she is, maybe ngimthole nge 3.5 ngizabele ngithi ngimthathe because vele abantu bazohlela ukuthi awukhona mos. Do you get my point? So it's not like they always get booked nge-booking fee le bona abayifunayo all the time.
Yeah, for me.
But why would you tell her not to stop? I mean, sky's the limit, man.
Start.
Why not? To start, rather, yeah. Why would you tell her not to start?
Guys, this whole thing of people getting into social media and being influencers and then being confused is the same reason we have children with no direction.
Yeah.
I cannot wake up and say to my daughter, for instance, this entire time, Sangoma, and that is exactly what I'm known. Because we need to create a balance between these things. You cannot take it dignified. I'm not saying Uber DJ is not dignified, but it's losing its dignity because we have a huge number of females turning it into a prostitution contest.
Yeah, pornography, man.
Yeah, if it's one man saying some Didi to get gigs, they are showing off from Didi to get bookings.
Yeah.
And then we as our and tunzi sakho and umuntu enhlola kuye. Uzoba DJ.
Yeah. And yabona, sorry to cut you short, but I just want to add a point ebalekile. Abantu abamnyama are misled now.
Yes.
Because of zona lezinto lezi zezangoma ziba nama podcast isangoma sigqoka in not that akumele basigqoka akumele babe nama podcast and stuff like that, ne? But my only thing is that uyisangoma jo, you uphethe isipho esibalulekile to us black people that we believe iyaslap, because abantu abamnyama we believe more kwizangoma than about
ezinye izinto imfihlo
manje wena izolo lokhu benguwe ungishayela amathambo kusasa so stage ngama G-strings othi ntana kanjani idlozi lami umuntu omdala obeka ngasekho uxhumana kanjani
na like these people babulala yonke into.
Yeah, man.
Nendaba yokuba popular la ibulala yonke into.
Like you said, it's a popularity contest, man.
Yeah, that's why ngithi angaqala.
Sure.
Because once waqala nalabo abanye abahlulekile
bazolandela
bayeza la manje shizo angali bathi the sky is the limit, but the sky the limit ayibe sky the limit le abantu nababhekayo na yonke into, man. People must just leave DJing alone.
Mfana, it's bad enough that I must leave queen ama DJ. Man, sinetsangoma.
Hayi ngeke.
Kusasa ke DJ nabafundisi.
Azini, like yonke into kuhlangene
nabafundisi. Pastor Sibanibani sakashaya 1 minute.
Lahluleka khona ufuna kuba DJ. Once akushaya impilo yakhaba khona ufuna kuba la. That's why ngishilo on one of my Facebook posts, when everything fails, get a mixtape, get TikTok music, get naked, buy headphones, get USBs, go to a photo shoot and wake up as a DJ tomorrow.
Ash. Yeah, man. All right, Ndana, it's been real. Such a dope interview, very informative. You're such a wise person.
Ngasuka la ngiye lo bone.
Yeah.
Lasekhaya longilahla namhlanje.
That's easy. Izinto zakho. Yeah. But rather than that, honestly, man, I think this has to be one of the most informative interviews I've had, especially coming from a female personality. I think, Mfana, I'm not saying this just because you agreed to come over for an interview. A lot of female personalities can learn a lot from you. Longevity, consistency, nokuba persistent. You look like umuntu oyaziyo into ayizelela kule industry. And just in closing, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, or what do you want to be remembered as?
Miraculously, if izinto zami they fall into place, next year alone, I'm just gonna I want to do a South African tour.
Yeah.
Next year alone, just for me to close the chapter with I've done this. I would see in South Africa.
Yeah.
But just as a reconfirmation for me, I've done everything I was meant to do.
Yeah.
And I've given everything my all. and if it fails because it's in our wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if it fails, I'm just saying if it fails after the South African tour, it means it's in our wrong.
You need to look for another place.
I need to look for another place. So miraculously, if everything of mine falls into place in the next 5 years, I see a lot changing. I see me being able to have groomed plus minus 100 strong female DJs.
Yeah.
Not just 100 random female DJs, but strong-willed, talented, gifted, focused. So I'm building this army for 5 years later. And then in this 5 years, I do see myself breaking other boundaries outside of what everybody thought is normal.
Maybe collaborating with big artists.
Chris Brown.
Top
tier for me.
Yeah. Uzomletha to a piano beat.
I don't think
Afrotech.
I'm already in a tight space. My music production is a fusion of piano and Afro.
So uzomletha go Afro piano.
Yeah, thinking melangene somewhere up, depending on the words. But I know deep down in my heart, I still have a stronger connection with the Afro. I feel that he'll just be fitting for it. And I still feel like piano is like a foundation phase for a lot of us.
Yeah.
It has taught us how to get exposure, how to grow. It has opened specific doors.
Yeah.
But after opening that door, I don't think it wants all of us to still go the same direction.
True.
I think it's part of our journey up until level it is. And once it has given you what you wanted from it, you need to really introspect and do what defines you. And I think in the next 5 years, I'll be able to do that. Because I get to a point where I really want to play piano and I can feel that my spirit is disconnecting with what I'm playing. Yeah. And that is when I find myself looking for Afro events and playing at Afro events and trying to reconnect with that. Because the more music gets popular, the more it gets lost in translation.
True.
The piano we are getting now is not the piano we were getting in 2020.
Back in the days, yeah.
Yeah, bon.
Uber.
Yeah, so Nama Uber were beginning a transition into commercial.
Oh, yeah. So but there was the piano prior to that.
There was the piano that came around that time that had more meaning. It was more meaningful music than what we are digesting now. Whatnot. We are going back to Uber. We are losing touch again.
Yeah.
And I think with growth also comes immaturity. I really don't want to find myself playing songs that are really not connecting with me and are not making sense.
Alright, I understand. Top 5 favorite DJs, top 5 least favorite DJs.
I can't say least favorite. Least favorite foot it can't be 5. Babaya
Marakona that 5 lifike khanda
the thing is that people think you have something personal
against them. True.
And on the contrary, I can't say they are my top 5 least DJs because I don't sit and listen to these people. Once I did 2 tracks and nonsense, I'm like, I'm out.
So
This is not me.
Yeah, you'd be the worst judge if you were ever to be a judge. We show you with Tishi.
Like not a chance. By the first 2 tracks or 3 tracks, I already know there's nothing to give.
Yeah, all right. Top 5 favorite. Yeah.
Top
these
5
could be people that you look up to, maybe.
Black Coffee.
Definitely.
Top tier.
Shinda.
Can't. The thing is that with how I look up to people, I take bits and pieces from people. I don't look. If I look up to them entirely.
Yeah, branding, how they make.
Yes, everything.
Yeah,
what they represent, what they are.
Yeah.
If Bangati nyakwazi ukhlala somewhere in the skin, I would live there and learn everything that they know.
Yeah.
So these ones are top 2, and then everybody else are bits and pieces. I can't take anything away from Shim. Shim has worked. He's worked hard.
Plus, so it makes sense. Yeah.
So in terms of dedication, execution, consistency, I'm guy.
Shim,
give it up to him. And then
Sanel, musician.
Obani.
Sanel.
I don't look up to Sanel. I'll tell you my reasons why I say I don't look up to him. I don't know him at a personal level. There's nothing I've learned from him other than what he plays.
But he seems like a cool guy, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Everything seems cool from afar.
True. Until you get to interact now, then you're like...
Yeah, he's never given me bad vibes, but I'm just saying, Witty.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I look up to people because there's something that I can retract from you and learn from you.
Yeah.
So if we're saying I look up to Sanel, I look up to him in his privacy.
True.
His life is private.
Yeah. Branding
very clean. Yeah, give it to him. Yeah. So I must add abanye abantu nama bits and pieces would add him. I admire drive Kateben Goku.
Ne? She's a hard worker.
Yeah.
She seems like a hard worker, at least.
Okay, I'll take it personal experience with her. She's a hard worker. Never mind the fact that she comes from Imali.
Yeah.
She has a direction of where she's going. So that counts for something. So that I give it to her. I love it, Raviake. I can't fault it. She's one of a very few female DJ where she's doing exactly and
she actually can DJ.
Yes, bakona industry plug, but they couldn't open up the industry whether to men or to females or whatnot. They couldn't change anything. There's so many big brands that in the industry, and that's why I'm saying the industry is flawed. But people would not work with you because you're talented. People would not work with you because you possess more potential than them. They feel like if they expose you to their connections, it deprives them of your growth or opportunity. Like we have a lot of celebrities who are not trying to leave a legacy behind.
Like who?
Banning. And a lot of celebrities are just living for popularity. And then that's it. Bye-bye. Look at all the people who are dominant, and then what are they doing for everyone else?
True, man. Yeah.
Apart from ukuthi abantu ba entitled, yes, khona abantu abahlanyayo, khona umuntu ohlala la hleli khona uqoka isichathulo se-45,000 mara akwazi udonatela uzibani makayosebenza uzibani Afrotech man guys.
Nami ngiyasebenza.
Yeah, yes, makayosebenza uzibani uhleleleni. Akayosebenza. Angeke uvela uvuke la uvuka khona manje and then uzongijezisa ukuthi all of a sudden I can afford to wear isichathulo se-34,000. I've worked ukufika la. Isikhathi ngisendlaleni bowungekho.
True.
And no one was saying, so people must entitlement.
Yeah.
So I think one of the list must add that I look up to.
I think this is the last one, the last person.
Okay. Sbale
Kofi, Sabalu Ken, Sabalu Shimza, Sabalu Sane,
Sabalu Mandis.
Oh, temen ko kamala ki Mandis.
Yeah.
Nabenga All right, I feel Donna, thank you so much, man. Once again, it's been real, it's been nice. I can't wait to drop this. You dropped a lot of information, dropped a lot of bars, so much confidence, which is what a lot of people lack. Baba confident in terms of social media. In real life, we own you can tell maybe people convinced you to do this because you look a certain way.
Yeah.
But shout out to you, man, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. I hope you get as further as born. You understand? Not that I wish the least for her, but because of how far you've come and how long you've been consistent and been in the game for. How do we connect with you? Must want to connect now?
Nenga connect, guys. I'm an introvert.
Oh, so any connections?
Media.
No.
Social media, no connections.
Thanks.
But
Yadala guys, yadala. Ngeke silula amanamba maqeda ngishare kanjalo siyafuna amanamba. On Facebook it's DJ ThabiThabs. Guys, please stop tagging my name and writing it in two pieces. It's not two pieces. ThabiThabs is one word. It's derived from my original name, birth name, Utapsili. So it's ThabiThabs. There are no Z's, there are no E's and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just Thabi with Zulu, no tabs or no S. And it's not two separate words.
I was checking you earlier on and I saw the other one with the underscore tabs.
I want to say
Lectrow, fake account.
Yeah. So I think I use almost everything as DJ ThabiThabs. You search me on Insta, it's at DJ ThabiThabs. Twitter, at DJ ThabiThabs. TikTok, it's at DJ ThabiThabs01. And there's only one dark-skinned hand, and that's me. Guys.
Sure.
But I'm trying to. Oh, I hope when I get home my body does not look lighter than my face. Yeah, basically that's what happened. Everything of mine is at DJ ThabiThabs. So you can touch me around. Don't waste your time and search me on Twitter, but you can follow me. It's fine. You can add that follow, but I don't communicate on Twitter. You guys are toxic. And
All right, and there you have it, everyone. DJ ThabiThabs. Check her out across those socials. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a friend to tell someone they know that might potentially subscribe, that I was setting out with ThabiThabs. Danko.